Okay, so here's what I think about the new video Keith Lee put up about the Rose and the BET Awards and the Taraji P Henson situation. What's up, beautiful people? It's Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. So Keith Lee just put up a video addressing the Taraji P Henson situation that happened at the recent BET Awards. Now, a quick recap: P Henson did a little intro. She was the host for the evening. She had mistaken Keith Lee for another man and gave him a rose, and things just kind of went on. Then he later posted a video of him dropping the rose, saying that his name would be in homes everywhere. He has since deleted said video. The internet is kind of picking a side of who was right, who was wrong, how it should have went, yada yada yada, right? And here's the thing. So, with more context, Keith Lee gave his side of the story, basically that he and his wife Ronnie were in other seats. They put them from their original seats up to the front. Taraji P Henson had to basically do some ad lib and make it work. And it was a simple mistake. And he wasn't mad at Taraji P Henson. He felt that the rose wasn't truly his rose. It wasn't his moment. It was a little bit deeper, explanation. You could go on his page to kind of get the full gist of it. Basically, the rose was a symbolization of how it wasn't his rose. It wasn't his moment quite yet. Now, with all that being said, we don't know how Taraji feels on it just yet, although she did apologize for the snafu. It really wasn't that deep. What made it a bigger issue than what it really was the fact that he posted that video after it, throwing the rose on the ground. It was a bit dramatic. Okay, Keith. We love you, though. Bit dramatic, and then he has since deleted said video. Now, here's a lesson of how overexposure mixed with misconception can equal into a crowd full of hate. And I won't say a huge crowd, but there are a lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying like, oh, he's just a food reviewer. All he does is eat chicken wings and burgers on. Now, my issue with that, did I feel like the rose drop was dramatic and unnecessary, regardless on if he felt that that was his moment or not, and what the rose symbolized? Yes, it was a bit dramatic and it was unnecessary. You may have felt like that wasn't your moment. That wasn't the time to address it. What would have happened, and this is why PR is so important, if it would have been a bigger thing after the show, if people would have stayed, harpering on this, which it probably wouldn't if it would have came and went because of who Taraji is. It would have came and went. Like, it wasn't that deep. It was more so like, girl, auntie didn't had her little, a good time. She was doing a little bit too much. Like, it really wasn't given a need for symbolism and explanation. But let's just say, for the sake of the conversation, that it did. That would have been an ideal moment to be like, I didn't take any offense, but I still felt like, it just wasn't our moment just yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting to that status. It would have came off a little more humbler if he would have came off with I'm getting to, there, and I will, one day be a household name, but I'm still the new kid on the block. That would have been a bit more palatable. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't Keith Lee's shade, and this really isn't Taraji's shade, because they're both respectable in their own rights. Like, what I did not like were the people trying to deduce him as just, oh, he just eats burgers on TikTok. This man has millions of followers. He's changed thousands of people's income, their businesses. He's given so much money away. He's helped people literally in real life. Like, it wasn't, and this is no shade, it wasn't entertainment. Entertainment is beautiful and it is an art. We're not going to take anything away from anybody, but for the everyday Joe Q Public, or Jane Q Public, he's changed their lives as far as turning their businesses around. So let's not deduce him into just, oh, he's just eating wings on TikTok, as if this man hasn't created a brand and a business and has helped people and pulled people up along the way. But what I've noticed is that the recipe of being sometimes overly exposed and then snafus can equal people literally turning on you in a heartbeat. And the people turning on Keith Lee, and finding ways to insult him, didn't like him from jump. Like, they weren't fans from jump. Because if you can literally just sit there and say all he does is eat, or all he does is that, then you didn't follow his career, and you may not be his audience, and that's fine. He's heavy on the "you're not my audience," or "I may not be the audience for you," and vice versa, which is fine. But like, that's like saying, Taraji, "Oh well, girl, all you do is a little acting on screen sometimes." Like, no, she's went to school, bust her hump, taken acting classes. I'm sure sacrificed a lot of her life to have this career. So just like when she got on tour during The Color Purple and had to give her account on how difficult a lot of things were and how she wasn't getting paid properly. Like, let's not deduce it to just, oh girl, just be happy you up there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we got this bad, okay? We got this real bad when we hear something we don't like, and then, oh well, all you doing is da 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 da. I could have did that. Shoot, I could have ate me a chicken wing. And you couldn't have, because if you could, you would. Okay, if it was that easy for you, you would be able to do it. And I don't know, that type of stuff just bothers me. I just feel like it's, and then where's the grace? Now I know we living in a digital age, and people make snafus, people make mistakes. Taraji made an innocent mistake. It was more so of a, to me, it was an auntie mistake. It was an auntie mishap, if you will. Okay, the woman ain't perfect, and from what Keith Lee said, she had to come up with that stuff on the fly, and it was what it was. It was just a little, I'm sure she's aware of who he is, but even if she wasn't, it was an accident. I also saw other people saying, oh, well, he doesn't even deserve to be in the room with her. I'm sorry? Like, what? That was a bit much, but it all boils down to this too. And this is a lesson that I have to remember, and that a lot of people who are into content creating and influencing and any career that involves the public, really, is something my godmother Donnie says, and she used to tell me all the time. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, and literally all that means is sometimes you just got to learn how to just, hey, it is what it is. Let it go. You ain't got to speak on it. What does she always tell me? Peace be still. And Medea told us that too. Like, everything doesn't need to be addressed. I feel like this could have been avoided had Keith Lee paused. Sometimes you got to take a pause in life, okay? It doesn't mean that you don't have to address a situation if it's truly bothering you. But a pause would have given, one, time for people to digest what happened, and two, you could have gotten these said thoughts and feelings conveyed in a different manner, especially if you are kind of the new kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? But what do y'all think? Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and comment from our content. And as always, I'm Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. Peace.